This is Smitty Smith.
This is Vi.
Welcome to E&A, the Everything and Anything podcast. Today we have a special guest on the show.
Yes, we do. We have an educational consultant, author of You Got the Right One, and owner of the PFCE champion, Mr. Chris Teel. Or should I say Dr. Teel?
No, not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet.
Okay, so...
I gotta earn it.
Aren't you doing that now?
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about that. What's going on with your educational journey?
Well, I'm in my, the end of my second year in my educational doctorate degree.
Wow, educational doctorate degree.
Yeah, so it's an EDD, not a PhD.
Okay, explain the difference, because I don't know.
PhD is psychology.
Oh.
And an EDD, there's there's different doctorate degrees for different doctors or whatever. So there's medical doctor, doctor of psychology, doctor of education, doctor of marketing, doctor of all of that stuff.
Okay.
So,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's something that I didn't know.
Yeah.
No, I sure didn't. No.
I didn't know that at all.
What do you plan on doing with it?
Charging more. Well, I already run Every Child Needs a Champion and PFCEchampion.com and everything. So I will be charging more, but I'll have more information. So
Okay, so now you said you're 2 years in. How many more years left?
I don't know, cause I take breaks. I don't want to
Okay.
I don't want to go crazy. So
Okay, so you space it out.
yeah, I spaced it out. Like I took 6 months off this year.
Okay, so
Yeah.
what is that, like one semester, right?
Couple class. I mean, it's hard to explain. It's not like undergrad.
I haven't been to school in a
Yeah, so
long
Yeah,
time.
me neither.
so I take classes here and there. I take 3 classes. I mean, I take one class at a time. So I take 3 classes in a row, and then
Okay.
chill.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's
It's a
cool.
lot
You're
of
spacing
writing.
it out.
Yeah.
So now, what school are you going to?
University of Phoenix online,
Nice.
partially online.
Well, that's
Okay.
cool. Now how does that work? You know, doing school online.
I
that
love
doesn't
it.
get boring. Like me, I like to be, asking questions,
Yeah.
hearing other people and their points of view, and sometimes it helps me remember more because I never study for tests. I just remember what I learned in class and with homework, and I was good.
Nerd.
Right. So online is interesting, and this is partially online. Like I have to go to residency for certain times, like 10 days at a time, 5 days at a time, in either Phoenix, Arizona, or Arlington, Virginia. So I've already been to 2 residencies.
Oh, so you actually got to fly to Phoenix,
Yeah.
Arizona?
Yeah, because they want to make sure that you're who you are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, especially at this level. It's
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice.
Wow. Yeah, well, it makes sense. You
But
can't
it's-
just give everybody a doctrine that's online.
Yeah, but online is a little harder too.
Online, is it?
It's a lot of discipline. Like, let's so
'Cause of the
every week,
distractions?
you have a paper due. So let's say Monday night, you have to be done with a paper that might be like 2,000 words, and you might procrastinate. It's real natural to procrastinate, right? So you might take off Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then the weekend is almost there, and you're like, damn, I didn't even start.
Yeah.
And then you have to cram 2,000 words in, and then you also have to do participation, which is 250 words or 300 words, 8 times a week. So that's the class participation. So you can't be the quiet kid in class. Yeah,
Oh, my
online.
God.
Wow, that's
Online you have to participate because it goes towards your weekly grade.
Okay, so for
Yeah.
anyone out there who was thinking that online was easier and better, there it is. So now, is that what brought you into writing this book, the educational?
Sort of.
Okay.
The book actually brought me into working on my doctorate, which is sort of ironic.
It is.
Yeah.
So the book is called You Got the Right One, which I read, both me and my partner read, so good job and congratulations.
Thank you.
Once
I
again.
Oh,
appreciate
thank you.
I appreciate
Thank
the
you.
read.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I love the fact that as I was reading, because you are from Queens,
Southside.
Southside, we outside.
Yes. You was very descriptive on the characters and the location. Like the way you describing like the Burger King and the KFC and everything like
You
that.
could almost smell the food. Yeah.
Because the way you describe it, like I already pictured it in my head. Like, all right, I know like you go straight, make a right, make a left.
Yeah, I know
right
exactly
hand,
where
corner.
you were, and I don't know. It was making me feel good. It's almost like when for Brooklyn people, I always bring this up when they say, "Yo, Brooklyn, where you at? Stand up."
Mm-hmm.
You know, you get that sense of that
Pride.
that
Pride,
sense of
yeah.
pride.
Sense of pride.
Yeah.
So I'm reading this book, and it's like, yo, I know exactly where that is. That's right around
Yeah.
the corner.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because a lot of people can't read books and be like, you know what, I know exactly where you talking about.
Yeah, you just gotta, okay, this is the description. Okay, I'm using my imagination. Like, nah, I already knew.
Yeah.
Right.
So let's talk about the themes of this book.
Okay. That first theme of being very descriptive, I did that on purpose because I wrote it for August Martin, Andrew Jackson, Springfield,
These are
Hillcrest high schools.
Okay.
All of those high schools in the area,
Yeah.
I want them to be able to understand that I'm from there, so that I'll be able to reach them.
Okay.
Yeah, it's written for me to speak to high school kids.
Okay. So that's your
All right.
audience.
Yeah,
Okay, high
Yeah.
school.
Yeah.
And you went to which high school?
August Martin all day.
August Martin.
Sky Riders
Yo, Hillcrest, stand up.
and Falcons. I mean, Falcons
Man.
Falcons is football, but the basketball team, we were the Sky Riders. So
Okay, Sky Riders.
yeah, blue and
Okay.
yellow.
I wasn't on no team. I just went to school. I got okay grades.
I mean, you don't really look like you was on a team, but anyway. So as
Could have played football.
nah, I know him too well to know that
Oh,
he
okay.
wasn't playing no football.
Actually, I was playing football.
See,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What position?
That is,
Water boy?
don't seem interested in me now. All right, go back to this book. All right, seem interested now. So, oh no, he looked like he didn't play football. Oh, you did? Let's talk about no, it's not my interview. All right, this is his interview.
Okay, so
Right.
now with the themes of the book, so your audience were high school kids,
yes.
but in it talks about a kid who, this is what I was telling my partner about. The boy in the book was just a regular kid.
You know, I'm the boy in the book.
You are?
I'm the boy in the book.
Oh, so
Yes.
this is, what do you call it when it's a memoir?
Autobiography, an excerpt of my life or of some sort. I didn't say my name in the book until maybe the third chapter, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I just jumped in
Like it
saying,
could have been anybody.
I jumped in like I was on the corner of Rockaway and the Conduit and took it from there.
Well, give us a brief synopsis of the book before we dive into certain things.
All right. So, just to straight up just say it, I ended up falsely arrested by the 113th precinct on Baisley and 168th Street in Queens, New York. The precinct in Rochdale Village. Detectives there, they ran down on me, guns drawn out, and now I have a felony on my record for something that I didn't actually do.
Wow. And this happened when? Because you said high school, so this is back in 1999,
this
2000.
happened my freshman year of college. No,
Okay.
my senior year of college. I'm bugging. My
Okay.
senior year of college.
So that was in 2006. That was around.
2007, because I did 2 part-time semesters
Okay.
in college. And yeah.
Damn, that's crazy,
2007.
man.
And this happens every day.
Yeah.
Every day, all the time, whether you hear about it or not, it's definitely happening. Okay, so then you were falsely arrested, so you wrote the book about how it happened and
Right.
what happened after.
Yeah.
Okay, because when I was reading the book, when the character did get arrested, what I took from it is being in that holding pen. When you grow up in a neighborhood, you know which kid is a knucklehead.
Right.
You know which kid is going to make it. The ones that you want to look out for, because those are the ones that you say, look, I know I'm a piece of shit.
Mhm.
Or I know I'm not going to make it that far, but I know this kid will.
Right.
And you kind of want to always help them.
Right.
So when you do see them in a place such as a holding pen, it kind of brings you back like, yo, what are you doing here?
Right.
Like it almost makes you feel like, damn, did I fail you?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on? Help me help you. 'Cause
That's
you
actually
shouldn't
in the
be
book.
here.
That's actually
I
in the
know.
book too. When I was arrested in a different situation where I had a suspended license,
Okay.
I walk into the cell and my whole hood is in there. Like
Wow.
literally, my whole neighborhood is in there, just like laying on the floor, sitting on the bench and all of that
I
stuff.
mean, they probably was doing like a sweep.
Yeah, they did a sweep on God Brewer
That's what it
and
sound
1 through
like.
4, right? So I walk in to the cell and they like, yo, Chris, what are you doing here? Because everybody knows, like, I'm not,
You weren't the
I never
knucklehead.
been a knucklehead. I never been into no nonsense. So, yeah, my hood definitely looks out for me and makes sure I got old heads and people my age that all like, nah, you're the one that's going to be doing this, and that. Like, even when I was playing ball, I was like dunking on everybody. They were like, yo, you need to play ball. You need to go overseas. When I was in school, they were like, you need to do this, you need to do that. When I started teaching, they're like, yo, this is what you need to be doing. So everybody really been looking out for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I definitely got that from it. And what exactly is it that you were trying to teach these high school kids with this book?
All right. So the main theme, is that you could be doing anything. You could be doing everything right and still be a victim of the police or the system. Not even just the police, the system in general. Because I was doing, literally I was doing everything right. I had a part-time job in education. My major was education. I was going to St. John's, and I got pulled over one day just hanging out with my friends. We were going to a party, and they just pinned this on me. And so you could be doing everything right, and you could still end up like messed up in the game, and it could affect you for life.
So do you feel like you were just a victim of your environment at that point, regardless of who you are? You're just a victim of where you live?
Yeah, over policed, under resource community.
Getting into your LLC, which is Every Child Needs a Champion, it believes that empowering and educating the entire family can change the course of our community, and that parent education will strengthen and unite us.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
That's very deep, yo. That's very deep. My question to you is this: what does that mean to you? Every child needs a champion.
All right. So people have been confusing this for a long time. This is probably the first time I'm speaking on it, where I've been branding it for a long time. I wear it on my chest often. I post it and all of that stuff, right? But every child needs a champion does not mean that Chris Teel is the champion and he wants to be looked at as the champion.
Okay.
My goal is to strengthen and unite families, and the goal is to create champions within the household. So whether it be helping someone find a job, helping someone get into school, helping someone understand about the educational system, help somebody understand mental health, all of that stuff is creating a champion. So building is it's actually what I'm in school for now. Is my whole goal is to build human capital, which is to make sure that when you're home, all right, I'm gonna just talk regular, right? I'm not gonna talk educational jargon, right?
Okay.
So want to make sure that we don't repeat the cycle of
Dysfunction.
poverty and dysfunction and bullshit that's going on in our neighborhoods, right?
Okay.
So growing up, you guys had any like drugs and stuff in your family when y'all were growing up?
Yeah, I think honestly, I personally feel like everybody did. I know I have, because the 80s was the crack era,
Right.
So everybody was either trying it, selling it, or using it.
Okay.
Right.
You know, so I think everybody in their family had somebody that was using it, but they probably off it now. You know.
Right.
And some of us, like me, who did have it, I didn't know about it until I was older. So it wasn't very present in my life.
Right.
But I will say something that I do know is a broken home syndrome. And that's something that we all also share too much in.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that also what you're trying to help?
Yeah, every aspect of what makes a house destroy a child.
Okay.
So I brought up the drug thing, right? Because I had two uncles that were just out there, just on drugs. They were functioning, but one was a career criminal. The other one, he died while he was in rehab. Like, well, not in actual rehab, but in recovery.
Okay.
And the schools that I work with, they have a opportunity where if you're having people in your family that are struggling with addiction or struggling with alcoholism or struggling with depression or anything, just struggling, period, with money, with understanding, the school has is a hub for corrective action.
Okay.
So if someone like me was working with the family back then they might have been able to say, like, you know, tell your uncles to come in and maybe we'll talk to them. Maybe we can start the process of rehab early.
Okay. So
and it could save a life.
So then that's not to say it's easy, but I feel like there's so many tools that you can help people with problems like that. But how do you help a child who only has a mom or who only has a dad or only has grandma? Like, how do you help give them wholeness so that when they're growing up, they're having what a mom and a dad are supposed to give them?
Right. So you can't fix that. You can't fix a father not, you know, a deadbeat. You can't fix a deadbeat. You can't fix, you know, someone that just doesn't care. And my job is not to work with the child.
Okay.
It's to make sure that the family doesn't repeat the cycle. So for the family to understand that they did start a problem, that, like, the child's going to see that every day. The child's going to go home and see mom holding it down, dad not being around. So it
or
might
vice
be
versa.
or vice versa. Yeah,
Let's
definitely.
give it up to the single dads
yeah,
too.
definitely.
Okay.
But we'll frame it from there. They'll come home every day and see dad doing everything. Dad, you know, killing himself to provide, right? And then start feeling like, yo, women ain't nothing. Like, I'ma just disrespect them.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So to make sure that the father knows, you know, you have to be teaching this stuff to your child, because you're not starting at 100%. You're starting at like 80%. So you have to starting really at 50%. Starting at 50%, you have to teach the child how to respect women, because he doesn't see you respecting women all the time, because you don't bring you don't bring women around the child.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Stuff like that. So.
Okay, so that actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Just like with a mom who's doing everything and, you know, maybe bringing home the wrong kind of a man.
Right.
And now their child is
sees that.
So now that's why helping the parents is helpful for the child.
And the community.
And definitely the community, because they're the future, as we're always saying. Children are the future.
I grew up, I had my mother and my father until senior year of high school. And then downstairs, I had my grandmother and my grandfather. Which is like the most. I had 2 nuclear families in the house.
Oh man, I want to cry.
Upstairs and downstairs, right?
That's
so
cool, man.
That's the difference between, like, and not looking down on any of the homies, because everybody, the whole hood knows I love them.
Okay.
But that's the difference between me being part of a gang and not being part of the gang. Everybody thinking I'm a lost boy all my life. Like, I'm affiliated because I know the whole hood. All my friends are lost boys or LF or whatever they may be, right?
Okay.
So when I see them in the street, they'll give me the dap, but it'll be like me pulling my hand back, like, I'll start it and then I'll bring it back, like, yo, what are you doing? They be like, oh, my bad. It's just out of habit. Okay. Like, I'm not part of the gang, but I'm part of the gang.
So do you think that when it comes to a single mom or a single dad, do you think that child do you think that there's still help for them regardless of the age when they're growing up with with only a single parent household? Do you think at any age they can be reached, or by a certain age it might be a little too late?
Yeah, I have a bunch of examples of people that made it with a single mother, but the single mother needs to know that she could ask for help, or the single father needs to know he could ask for help. Like, you have friends become your child's uncle or aunt. Okay. You know, like my son calls a bunch of my friends uncle. Uncle Ike, Uncle Randy, Uncle Jose, Uncle John. I don't know why he said Jose, but whatever. Uncle, you know, just it's countless different people. Uncle Halim, like, all of these people. Uncle Lance, like, you have to create your family, and it doesn't have to be a gang. Okay. You know, Auntie Gumsy. You know what I'm saying? It's just the idea of family, so that you know that you could always reach out to somebody if you have a problem. You might not want to come to the parent. You might want to go speak to Uncle Halim.
So isn't that also someone who should be taking your course also? That friend or somebody that is playing uncle, maybe they need to have the right mind state also, so that even though the child is going to them, that they're giving them the right information and tools they need? You
could say that, but it would be more the parent, telling the parent, like, this is since it's just you, create the structure around you. Like find out and this is the thing I like to ask everybody, so I can ask you guys. If you had to build a team right now, and don't choose anybody that's in the room, just build a team of people that you would be able to rely on, that would take you to the championship, right? Who'll be like your starting 5?
You say championship, like we playing the sport?
Life, just a life.
Oh, just life.
Just so you know, I would call out like my brother and my wife, my man Busy. He's a creative, and one other person, Dr. Brittany Chambers.
Okay.
As people that are in your phone book that you can call, that are around the same age group as you, that are doing their thing, that you would want to be part of your crew.
Okay.
So who would
the crew as far as raising a child, or just in
just
life?
to be around
Okay.
Just because your child might need to see that. Your child might need to see, who, if dad's not around, mom's not around, but I know these people are killing it in life right now.
I don't know how to answer that question, and that's bad. Now that you put it that way, I don't know how to answer that.
I had a bunch of people in mind when you said,
like when you break it down like that, it's like, okay, the list just got a little shorter.
Like, damn,
that's why I work so hard.
I need to talk to my friends,
because my mindset is to be on everyone's list.
Okay.
Like once people know who I am
and what you do
and what I do and my credentials, like on paper and in real life, no one has ever got a bad vibe from me, ever.
Okay.
Maybe maybe when I was snuffing people in junior high school, but after that, when I turned into let me relax, let me play ball, let me woosah, no one could say they got a bad vibe from me, and everyone would be able to say, "Yeah, I want Teel on my team." So
yeah, I see what you're saying, and I only say my list is a little empty right now because everybody in my circle, even though they're doing their own thing, I feel like I have a cousin who she could pretty much do anything she wants. She's had so many jobs. Believe me, if she wants a job, she's gonna get it, and she's had many.
Right.
But I don't think she really knows what it is that she wants to do yet. So, and then I have other friends who all they do is work, and yes, they're traveling, but what are you doing for yourself? So that's why I say I don't really know. I couldn't answer that.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I'm in the same boat as you. Like I have a lot of friends that's doing things for themselves, for their families, but I really don't have nobody that's reaching for the stars, as you could say, like doing something that's like close to their heart. I don't have a lot of people that's really doing that, so it'll be kind of hard to pick a group out.
So we should go to a networking event together.
I would.
Or start one.
I have to check my schedule.
Because
actually, I have a friend who was trying to start a networking
I know. I was
event.
trying to start with her.
Yeah. And then, it's kind of hard to do it. But I will say that when Smitty came to me from us just having lunch one day with a mutual friend, without even knowing, he was already thinking about doing a podcast. And when he saw we had so much in common, he was like, yo, why don't you come on and do it with me? But what I told him is, if we're going to have a platform, I don't want to just be sitting around talking about bullshit all day. I'm like, if we're going to have a platform, I actually want to do something with it. If I'm going to actually have people listening to what I have to say, let's do something. And hence came the interviews of people who are trying to promote themselves, their arts, their crafts, their services. That's how this started. And I was just happy he was willing to agree with me and do it.
Cool.
Yes.
Don't think y'all gotta wait real slick with not naming nobody.
I know. I have one person.
Who?
Chris Teel.
Okay, thank you very much. But I said no one in the room.
Exactly.
Because I don't want to.
Oh yeah, that's right. You did say
But
that.
if I had to, so I could add more people. Since y'all not gonna add nobody, I would add Christina Barron. She's a social worker. I would add Randy. Dark-skinned Randy, he's a personality extraordinaire.
Yeah.
I would add Social Media King. I would add Lex, a social worker also. I would add, I don't want to leave anybody out.
Wait,
this
DJ
is like
Lex?
radio. No, Lex.
The other Lex.
Lex that does the podcast with us, the Your Podcast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I would add, these people. I feel like I'm leaving people out. I would add Roy, because I need a personal trainer.
He's a personal trainer?
Yeah.
Hey, we gotta get him up here too, yo. We gotta see if Roy is free. I need him. Roy, if you're listening, I need you. All right.
Oh, I would add Brandy. She wrote a book. Brandy McAllister. She just wrote a book.
Wow, she wrote a book.
Yes.
Wow.
A devotional book.
I haven't seen her since high school.
No, this is Brandy. She lives in
different
She's from Jersey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My fault.
Yeah.
Because, our circles kind of run intertwined. But now something I definitely wanted to talk to you about is congratulations on your first college fair.
Oh,
you just
thank you.
recently had it. And tell me, how did that start? And why is that important for us to actually have our kids going to those?
All right, cool. So I just want to preface it. It wasn't mine. I see stuff going on all the time, and I attach myself to it.
Okay.
Because you can do that. You just have to find the stuff. Like if you find free things in the park, just bring people out there, and make to bring your group out there. So I saw that Malcolm Bernard has a college fair tour where they go to, I think, everyone on the East Coast or something like that, and they were doing Riverbank State Park. Mm-hmm. So I said, let me make a flyer, let me get people to go, fill up the Suburban, we out.
I love that.
And it's all historically black colleges and universities. So I thought that was dope because my brother went to Clark Atlanta, it was the HBCU. His wife, he met his wife there. And he has so many friends from college. Mm-hmm. I thought it was weird because I don't have any friends from college. Like I have people that I follow on Instagram and friends on Facebook, but I don't keep in contact with them. I didn't. Okay. I gel with black people, and I went to St. John's, and it was the whitest experience I've ever encountered in my life.
Yeah, it was. We both went to high school together, college together. Yeah, definitely.
Congratulations. Question: why is going to black colleges important to black people?
It's a different world from where you come from.
The song was already playing in my head, but I felt I shouldn't say it because all he would say, "You're so corny."
Very, that was. Oh my God.
Yeah, why is it important for us to know, not just go, but to understand that they're out there, and that's what we should primarily be looking at?
All right, so I could only speak for South Jamaica, Queens. Okay. That's where I'm from. That's where I be at.
I like this dude, yo. I like this dude.
Right, but when you're in the neighborhood, right, you see the people on the corner, you see the people in front of the store, you see the homies sitting on the bench, you see a bunch of people that are there all the time, and you wonder what they're doing. But you don't. The invisible people are the people that go to work at 6 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, and come home at 7 o'clock. They're invisible. You see the people with the fancy cars, with the rims, with the chains and all of that stuff, right? When you go to a black college, everyone is doing something positive. You're on campus, or you're going on campus to, you might live off campus and come on campus. You only see positivity. Okay. You only see, I have to write this paper, I can't hang out right now. You only hear that, you only see that. And that's so much different than being in the hood. So it's like it's a different ecosystem.
But is it also just better to see your own people trying to better themselves all at the same time?
Because you might not have seen that.
So I was even going to bring up watching the Cosby Show, watching A Different World. Even watching
Grownish right now.
Martin,
which is just not a reboot, which I explained before. It's not a reboot, but it's taking an idea of something and just making it your own for a new age. But
I go as far as even Martin, even Living Single, Girlfriends. You have all these black characters and they doing for themselves. Like Living Single, she had her own magazine.
Right.
Martin had his own radio station, which then became a talk show. So. Everybody had.
Well, he didn't have his own radio station. It was owned by Stan, but he was black. So yes,
right. That's crucial.
He was black. Yeah, and they always represented a black college.
And he sold it to the cowboy, man. Remember that episode?
Yeah,
he sold it to the white guy.
Yeah,
and then even in Fresh Prince, same. They all went to college. Even Hillary.
I know, right? I don't know how the fuck she made it out.
We're going to move right along and talk about your annual kickball event.
Yes.
What is that? Why is that? Talk about it.
So, I had so much fun last year, Labor
I
Day
couldn't make it. I'm
weekend.
so sorry. I had to work.
Yeah, you gotta take off next year.
You can play kickball?
I was always the one kicking it into someone's hands, but go ahead.
Yo, no rhythm.
No-
And can't play sports, yo.
No athletic. No
Oh
athleticism.
my god, man.
I could run to all the bases though.
You gotta kick the ball first.
Yeah, you get a ribbon for participation.
But go ahead. So what is it and why was it?
So I do a bunch of community engagement. So I'm a parent, family, and community engagement specialist.
Okay.
So I do community engagement experiences, and the kickball game was something I thought of. I was trying to figure out for the longest time, what's something that a co-ed sport that we could all play together, so that when we play this game, because I met all my friends playing basketball,
Okay.
like lifelong friends that became my brothers from playing ball. So I said I need to create something that will bring people together, and you could meet people. It's like a networking event on the field where you're having fun. There's people that never knew each other at that game they met, and if you see them in the mall, you'd be like, "Oh, what's up? That's homie from the kickball game. What's up?"
Okay.
And exchange numbers and all
So
of that
it's
stuff.
almost like networking at
It's
the same time.
it's a networking event. All of the stuff that I do is just like when I was teaching, I would hide the lesson or I would hide what I actually want people to get from it. So I'm networking, but I didn't want to say, come to my networking event, my networking kickball game. People would probably not show up.
I like that idea, to try to make people want to come for fun, but at the same time you're meeting new people and you're
Right.
talking about what it is that you do.
That's
and you
cool.
could be the plug for somebody else.
Right.
Yeah, that's cool.
You and your book.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about your publishing journey. That's what I meant to ask you about. How did you get it published? Because didn't you do self-publishing?
Yes. No publishing journey. I wrote it. I edited it myself because I could write and stuff. and and I converted it to a PDF and posted it to a site
So
that is self-publishing.
So for people to understand, a PDF it's not a written book that you can go to the library or you can buy it and it comes to your home in the mail. It's something that you download onto your phone or onto
Right.
some kind of a electronical device.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
an ebook.
An ebook, okay.
Yeah.
Excuse me. It's
Yeah.
an ebook.
Boom, boom. Gotta.
iPhone what? Kindle what? Let me stop.
So, all right. So, why did you do that? Isn't it a little? I don't know. I just feel like, don't you want a team on your side to overlook it and help you branch out a little bit more? Like, I don't know. I'm just asking because that's what you normally see.
So direct to consumerism is what people might think you are crazy for it, but trust me, it's the way to go. It's what Dame Dash always talks about, and everybody's like, "What are you talking about? Like, shut up, you're broke." But you don't spend any money, or you spend your own money, and you make your own money.
Okay. So
So-
the profits you receive, you don't have to divide it. It's
Right.
to you.
So, for instance, and I don't mind full transparency because I want other people to do the same thing.
Okay.
I want other people writing books. I want other people to understand there's a way that I started out for $12.99, then I changed it to $14.99 because I wanted to do something for the people that got it early.
Okay.
And I didn't want to say get it now or whatever. I just wanted to see who was going to do it, right? But you post it to this website, and when it was selling for $12.99, I was making $10.40 off each book.
Okay.
If I was to get a publishing deal, I have to pay the publisher. Then I have to pay the platform that they put it on. I have to pay Apple. I have to pay Kindle. I have to pay Amazon. We're not doing all that.
Okay.
They gave me the opportunity.
People too and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
They gave me the opportunity to sell it on Kindle and sell it on all of that, but the split is different. The split with Kindle is like they would give me $7 from 13 instead of 10.40.
Okay.
And the 1040 look good, and if you rock with me and you want to support the stuff that I'm doing, then spend the $15.
Yeah, we got to support each other. We
and
have to.
He's in the park during the summertime.
Oh yes. I
Oh
love
hell
that.
yeah, hell yeah! Plug that.
Next year, just like the last decade, right? Do movies in the park, and okay, we're gonna start from Monday to Friday. Monday, Cambria Heights Park. Tuesday, Brookville. Wednesday, Baisley. Thursday, St. Albans. Friday, Rufus King Park. As soon as it gets dark, there will be a projector out there with a different movie for the community for free. It's also an opportunity to network. Last year, we had DJ Lennox come out and DJ. It was popping. We turned Baisley into Wakanda because we watched Black Panther.
That's what's up, yo.
Baisley and Brookville.
I
We
was
watched
there,
Black
too.
Panther.
I was
So
there.
it was a thing. We were playing Afrobeat out there, and yeah, it was popping.
And the
So-
kids loved it. The kids
Yeah.
really
That's
loved
what's
it.
up.
And then the
man.
last week we do karaoke.
Oh,
Now,
man.
this is only in the summer?
Yeah,
When does it usually start?
it starts the week whenever Summer Youth starts, because we have Summer Youth workers help put up the screen and all of that stuff. So that's like the first week of July.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's also not my thing. I manage it for Greg Mays. He's my cousin. He's old,
Okay.
so we call him Uncle. You know, that's black family logic. I don't know, but yeah, he has an organization in Jamaica called A Better Jamaica, and they do that. I just manage it for him. So
And that's
Yeah.
great. So I think it's always after the 4th of July. That's usually when Summer Youth started. It was always
right,
after the 4th.
right, yeah,
Okay.
yep.
That's cool. And that's something that
Different park every week, every day.
especially when you just want to get out.
Yeah,
You bring your chair, you bring your water bottles.
bring your lady, bring
Yeah.
your dude.
yeah,
for free.
Yeah, bring your water
You know what I'm
bottles.
saying? Go to the corner store.
Yeah, and grapes. Don't forget
You
grapes.
can spend $6 and be
Make,
good.
make sure you get tons of grapes.
Yeah.
Right? Seedless. Seedless.
Let's not talk about seedless because you know grapes are supposed to have seeds in them.
Yeah, that's wild. I was wondering, why seedless?
Because that's all he knows.
Oh gosh,
Watermelons are seedless.
Because you know the man.
the man.
Oh man, let's not start this up.
We don't want to hear that bullshit, Sharif.
What is your favorite childhood memory?
Yo, so Thanksgiving's coming up, right?
Yeah.
You ever had your parents tell a wild story to everybody,
Oh.
and you have to just relive it? So I'm gonna tell the story now, so that I don't never have to relive it again. Everybody knows about it,
Okay.
and I could say my point without my mother saying, "No, it's because you were dumb." So when I was younger, I had to be in like 3rd grade, 4th grade, and we went to the museum,
Okay.
and I did not believe in dinosaurs. Like I was one of those kids. I was like, "There's no way that was a real thing. That's that big structure. That's like you're dumb if you believe that." I was thinking, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I'm gonna disprove dinosaurs
Okay.
existed. Got home, people eating. We eating chicken. We eat ribs one day. We eat oxtails another day. I'm like, yo, those oxtail bones look like them dinosaur bones they was trying to pass off. Those ribs look like they could be dinosaur ribs. I just started collecting the bones, and I tried to put them together to make a dinosaur, right? And show people, like, look, this is the dinosaur. Like, so I used to take them, wash them on the low. I was doing it secretively so no one would know that when I made my dinosaur and became like, got my Nobel Peace Prize or whatever for making a dinosaur, no one would be able to say nothing. So I was hiding them, I was washing them, soaking them in Clorox and all of that stuff, hiding them under my bed. You know they still stink after you hide them, like after you wash them with bleach and stuff?
No, because I wasn't trying to find that out.
Alright, bones still stink, right? So my house, I lit my whole house up. My mother's like, yo, why does the house smell? Like, do we have mice or something? Like, did the animal die? Is it dead? You know, you have a dead mouse. Like, yo, what's going on? So I had I had like a box of bones under my bed. And my mom found it. And she was in between laughing at me and whatever else black households do sometimes. Yeah.
So how did she find out about them finally?
Because they was smelling up the house.
And she went looking for the smell.
She was like, yeah, she was like following her nose. Like,
2 cats around.
Right, so
you know, like in a cartoon when you could see the smell.
Uh-huh.
she like walked. She went under the bed, pulled out one of the little plastic containers. And she was like, she went to my father, this is what's smelling up the house. What's wrong with your boy?
Okay, so there goes his favorite
Yeah, so I used to
childhood
collect
memory.
bone. I'm the bone collector.
oh, so
Yes.
But it was for a good cause.
do
I was
you
trying
still
to-
not believe in dinosaurs?
I don't believe in much. I don't believe in things that I can't prove. So
the bones aren't proof enough for you?
what those were not. How do you can make those with clay? Like I don't know. I really
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
I really don't know.
So what's the next question?
Hey.
I might do that. I might do that now. I might still collect bones because
No,
ain't nobody gonna be.
I'm
Who's
sorry
gonna
I
stop?
don't think
you-
your wife is
You
Who's
gonna
gonna-
allow
look
this to happen.
you look like a real creep, especially like I gathered all these bones because I'm trying to build a dinosaur. They would definitely call somebody on you, man. Hey, here we go.
I can't believe I told nobody that. This is going on
Hey.
YouTube. Hold on, this is going on YouTube.
Hey, yo.
They're
Hey.
gonna be calling you the bone collector around
Hey.
Southside
Bone
now.
It's the last question. If you had a time machine, what would you change in history?
History, as in stuff that everyone knows about, or
It
could be a personal
It could be
history.
your history. It could be somebody else's history. Just
I don't know. I think everything worked out perfectly in my life. So let me choose something in history. I would probably go back and try to get Malcolm and Martin to be like super cool.
Okay.
Yeah, because they were not rivals, but they didn't believe in the same thing. So I'd probably try
No,
to
they
get
believed in the same thing, just different methods.
different methods. They
Different
didn't
methods.
believe one was nonviolent, one was down
By
for
any
whatever.
means
Yeah,
necessary.
word,
I mean, that's
yeah.
word.
Killmonger over
Killmonger
there.
and T'Challa, but
Yeah.
also it can even go to with Marvel.
Professor
X
X and
and
Magneto.
Magneto.
Oh, what?
I always saw it like that. Like
No, but
it was like that.
That's
yeah.
funny because Stanley made those
Rest in
two
peace. Rest in
specifically for Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, but he
Yeah.
just made them white.
Just the type of I didn't know that, but I
Yeah.
would think that some education system would say, "Let me teach it like that."
Yeah, I mean,
And now, as a teacher, that's something that you
That's-
implement
that's-
to grab your students' attention.
This is why I'm bored of education.
Well, speaking of, so let the people know how they can find you, get in contact with you. What's your IG? What's your email? What's your,
All right, my phone number is 646.
well, not the phone number.
No, that's
blur,
fine. Nah,
blur that, beat that,
nah,
bleep
don't
all
beep
that
it
out.
No, don't, because everybody, I'm a public figure.
Okay, serious inquiries
And-
only. Okay,
Whatever.
Hey man, it's going on YouTube.
so let the people
It's
know
fine.
how
I
they
don't-
can find you.
Everybody
get in
has my
touch with
number
you.
anyway. So my phone number is 646-404-0829. Whatever. Text me if I don't answer.
What's your IG?
My Instagram is Board of Education. So that's not board like Board of Education, the regular Board of Education. It's board like tired of education. So it's BORED.of.education.
Okay.
And on Facebook, I'm Christopher Ian Teel. And then in parentheses, it says Mr. Teel. And that'll change in a couple years.
It's
And
gonna be Dr. Till.
on facts. And I'm gonna still be saying facts and yelling "your" at graduation. And I have a Facebook group
Your podcast.
and your podcast on every other Monday. We're filming.
Your.
Yeah.
Your.
And I always want to be able. Another thing. Let me just put this out there. I want to work with us because
Yeah.
I feel like we have competition. I don't want to. I don't work outside my community.
Okay, because
Yeah.
you're trying to build it from within first.
Right.
And
Not even first. Ultimately, like that's
Ultimately.
it.
Okay.
When
My apologies.
when everything is perfect, I'ma still try to find what's wrong
Okay.
and
fix
try to
it.
fix that because they already have a head start.
Yeah.
So it's up to people like us to understand that don't sell out and work with the homies.
Okay, so now how do we get your book?
So there's a link in my Instagram bio, or you could text message me. I'll send you the link. or any way you can get in
Well, it's
contact with me.
lulus.com. L-U-L-U.
Lulu, and then you type in "You Got the Right One." And funny, on the cover, it's really "Dear NYPD, You Got the Right One," but I didn't want that.
Flag.
I didn't want.
You didn't want it to be.
Yeah, I guess flag. My wife is a cop, so I didn't want her to feel any type of way.
You didn't want it to take away from the true message of the book.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I understand that, and that was a good thing to take
but
that
it's
out.
it's up there on the cover.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and don't forget, you have your website for your LLC.
Yes. So PFCE, that's Parent Family Community Engagement, PFCEchampion.com.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's all the information about exactly what I do when it breaks down my mission statement, the purpose, the services,
and your events
events.
that you're doing?
There's a tab that has the college fair. There's the kickball tab, and all of that stuff is there.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank y'all for
Thanks
having
for coming,
me.
man. I appreciate everything, especially the story about the bones.
Bone collector.
Yes, you are definitely the bone collector.
That is so
You're never
creepy,
living that
man.
down.
Nah, it's good because now I don't have to deal with it. Like I'd rather tell it than my mother, because my mother juices it up so crazy.
Yo, you got all your skeletons out the closet. Boom.
And on that note, can you close it out with your quote, please?
Yo.
All right, people. The quote of the day is: never look down on somebody unless you're helping them up. Thank you. Have a good night.
Have a good night.